If you clicked on this video, you're probably looking to improve in Halo Infinite's multiplayer. If so, you have come to the right place, my friend. So stay tuned because these 5 tips are going to help you win more gunfights and more multiplayer games in Halo Infinite. What is going on, everyone? My name is Danny GG, and I've been playing Halo for nearly 20 years, so I think I have a little bit of experience to give you a few pointers and tips here and there to help you win more games in Halo Infinite. If you're new to Halo in general, welcome, and if you've always been a fan of Halo, these tips might be new to you as well, since Halo Infinite has introduced some new mechanics into the game. So with all of that out of the way, let's get right into it and start out with an easy one. So the very first thing you're going to want to do to be successful in Halo Infinite's multiplayer is learn the maps. And because of Halo's relatively long time to kill, compared to other shooters, map positioning and power weapon spawns are critical for your success. The best way to use this to your advantage is to learn the maps and how the game flows. A great way to do this is to jump into either the bot arena playlist or even Infinite's low stress training mode. Here, you can fight while exploring the map and learning power weapon spawns. Also, make sure to look down in the bottom left near your radar for the callout names on each section of the map. When playing with a team, these callouts can be used to relay valuable information to your teammates to help clean up kills or give you help when you need it. And with that, let's move on to number 2, controller mapping. It's important to have a controller or keybind setup that is most comfortable for you. Halo's movement and gunplay is different from other shooters, so you may want to prioritize your button mapping differently than, say, a game like Fortnite, Call of Duty, or Apex. In Halo specifically, jumping is very important, while aiming down sights is far less important. And for that reason, I map my jump button so that I don't have to take my thumb off the aiming stick. Also, my aim down sight button is used way less, so I use my left trigger for grenades because grenades are very important to Halo's gameplay loop. And I would definitely say I use grenades more often than I even aim down sights in Halo. And continuing on with grenades, they are very important to Halo's combat balance. However, one mistake I see that many new players make in Halo is because you're given so many grenades and they're so integral to the game's core mechanics, new players can become very spammy. And what I mean by that is when you're entering a gunfight, the first instinct that new players have is to throw a grenade. So if you ever have a direct line of sight of your enemy, the best thing to do is to get the first shot in. Especially if you're both looking at each other, because if you throw a grenade instead of shooting, it's likely that the enemy will already have a shot or two into you, and at that point you'll be at a huge disadvantage. There are exceptions to this rule, of course, but 95% of the time, if you have a line of sight and your reticles on them, shoot first, grenade later. And moving on, a new feature introduced in Halo Infinite is the ability to drop your weapon on the ground. In old Halo games, the only way to drop a weapon was to swap it out for another one, but now if you'd like to trade a weapon with your teammate, you can do it with the push of a button. Make sure to check your button mapping to see which button this is, because it is different on most control setups. But this can be really valuable for sharing power weapons with your teammates. For example, I'm not the best with the sniper rifle in Halo Infinite, so I would go grab it if I'm in an advantageous position to do so, but then once I'm with my team, I would be willing to drop it for a teammate who's much better at getting no-scopes. So this is something to keep in mind as it is kind of new to Halo Infinite. Remember, you can drop your teammates' weapons, and this is also really great for modes like Capture the Flag or Oddball. Sometimes in Oddball, you kind of have to sacrifice one of your teammates because he has to be the ball carrier so he can't shoot. So let's say you're holding rockets, but you're ready to grab the ball. Drop your rockets for your teammates, and then pick up the ball so you're not holding the rockets while you have the ball and you're not doing anything with them. And finally, my last tip for you is to stay warm. If you're looking to grind ranked arena in Halo Infinite, this tip will go a long way for you. Before going into any matchmaking queue, make sure to hop into either the training mode or a custom game match with your buddies and just practice your aim. Personally, I like to play a custom on a small map with snipers and practice no-scope to train my aim with very low aim assist and no bullet magnetism. I find that doing this before hopping into the sweat fest of ranked helps and goes a long way to get me and my hands warm. So those are my 5 tips for you all getting into Halo Infinite's multiplayer. I can confidently say as a new player many years ago, tips like these have helped me go a long way, especially staying warm, going into training mode, and shooting first instead of throwing grenades. You'll be surprised at how often you'll find yourself throwing grenades if you fall into that habit. So If these tips help you guys, make sure to come back to this video, leave a like, and subscribe for more Halo Infinite content. I've been making Halo content for over a year now, and it's been a great journey, so appreciate you guys all sticking around, and I'll see you online in Halo Infinite. Peace, guys.